Hello guys, today I'm going to show you how to use a Cipher Master SBA software. I've already downloaded the software from the Google Drive link I shared to you earlier. Let's go through the process of installing the software, then we'll know how we'll go about it. Now that the software has finished installing, we can go ahead and close it and launch the software which has already been installed. Okay. Okay, now the software is initializing. Okay, now we can log in with the default password with the username admin and the password 1111. Then we click login. Now access granted successfully. Okay, now this is the Cipher Master School-based assessment. To use this software, you have to go through some simple processes, and we recommend that you start from the school info. Let's start. We can add our school info by selecting our registered school, like Cipher School for the Brilliant and Talented, and adding our other information required in this form. Okay, post office is POSTOFFIC box CC 1111, Cape Coast, and the location is Dunkwa. Our digital address is CA1111-2222. Our email is info@cipher.com. Then we have our website is www.cipher.com. have our telephone number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we are almost done. The last thing that we can do is to add our school crest or badge. We double click on this icon and you'll be given a dialog box to add our school crest. So I'll go into the computer system to select a specific picture from my school logo. Let's go to the database picture. I want this picture. Okay, yeah, it's now displaying. So I'm done with the school info. I can close it now and move ahead to the next one, which is academic period. Because this is our first time, we will use the first term, or we will fill out the first term. And so this has been filled, and so we can add our vacation date. Let's say first, and we can add a reopening date, let's say 28. Then total school open, for example 60. We are done for first term. We can close it now. The next stage is to move on to registering new students or adding students to the database or to the software. And by clicking the register new student, we are giving this form to add student to the database. And so let's create a student name. Student 1. He's a boy and he is in JHS 1. We can add his picture to the system. Let's go to student and go through the list for students and select this student. Oh yeah. Now we can save it. Student registered successfully and it has been now saved in the database. We can add one more student to it. Student 2. Okay. Gender is a girl and she is in JHS 1 as well. We can add her picture by double clicking and clicking on add on the dialog box. Who should we select? Select. Let's take this one. Okay, here she is. Now that we are complete, we can click to save, and she has also been added to the database. 2 students is enough now. We can move ahead to the next stage. That's the student family info. Now the students have been added to the database, but we have to place them at a specific academic period. And so we have student number 1, and he is in JHS 1. Student number 2, and she is in JHS 1. We can add the rest later or now. Attendance 55, 50, and because it's first time, there will not be any promotion. And so you click on the drop down, can give personal development of these students. Let's say A, B, C, and so on and so forth. I prefer using the keyboard and dialing the alphabet myself. D, E on the keyboard, and it will select it from the drop down by itself. C, B, and A. The last thing on the line is class teacher's comment or remarks. By clicking on the drop down, we can have a list of comments that can be placed or given to a student. Like has improved, could do better. Let's give student number 1 hardworking. We are done for her. Let's move on to the next person, student number 2. Let's use a keyboard to make it more easier. B, C, D, E, F. F is not a value in the list, so we have been displayed. Let's say it's E, and A, C, and A. And let's say has improved. And we are done for the student timely info. Remember, because we are using 2 students as a sample example, in a regular or in a normal basis, a lot of students will be represented here, and it's up to the teacher to work through all these students. So for example, in case I have JHS1, JHS2, JHS3, you can filter out the student that you want, class basis, student name, etc. And to do that, you use the drop down arrow here. You click on it and you select, you blank, or you select all of them, or you blank them all out. And you select the group that you want, maybe JHS1, and OK. And you have only JHS1 representing here, with all the rest of the classes filtered out, leaving JHS1. You can go back and change from JHS1 to maybe JHS2. You select JHS2 and you click OK, and it will be filtered out, leaving JHS2. You can do that. Remember it. Okay. Now that we are done with the students' placement and their personal development, we can close the timely student info and start with our main SBA assessment filling out. Remember too that if you are able to use the student timely info, you set the foundation for filling out the student school-based assessment records. Let me show you. Okay, now we are at the next stage, the school-based assessment form. In the school-based assessment form, we have been presented with 3 columns, the subject, the class, and the term. We select from each of the columns for it, then we click OK for it to display the content of that columns of specific student. And so student 2, student 1, let's start with student number 1. Let's say student number 1 had 30. Another 30 again, and 440, sorry. Why 30, 30, 40? 30, 30, 40 are the total maximum value marks that you can give to a specific student in the CAT allocation. You can also give 100 marks for the exams total as the maximum value. You cannot give more than 100, you cannot give more than 40, you cannot give more than 30, you cannot give more than 30 for CAT 1. You can refer to the school-based assessment handbook produced by GS is spelled out there. We follow the same rules of engagement labeled in that handbook. Now that we are done, okay, and so what is the secret here? And so in the school-based assessment, it spells out that the principle is that we have 12 class assessment tasks, Cat 1 up to Cat 12, and each of the terms have 4 cards to their credit. Cat 1, Cat 2, Cat 3, and Cat 4 for first term, Cat 5, 6, 7, 8 for second term, 9, 10, 11, and 12 for third term. For this, we have Cat 1, Cat 2, Cat 3, which will add up to 100 mark. Cat 4 has been displayed here as Cat 4, Cat 8, Cat 12. So you should remember, so when you come to the project, you select and you fill out the project. We will come to the project very soon. But let's continue with the English. Okay, 30, 30, 40, 50. We are good to go. Exams 100, 50% farm. 50 plus 50 is 100. Now that we are done, we can click generate, and 100% mark has been generated, meaning the total grade is 1 highest. We can move on to student number 2. The student number 2, his course or his marks her mark are 25, 20, and 33 for Cat 1, Cat 2, and Cat 3 respectively. His exams marks are 77, and the percentages have been found, and the total have also been found. The last thing that we can do is to click generate, and it will generate, and we are done with the English score. Remember, in case that you have to change the cuts, like from 25 to 20, please make sure that you refresh the generate button so that it will work accordingly. Otherwise, your results will be wrong, or the result that will place will be wrong. And so please remember 25. Now you see. Let's close it. Let's move on to the next stage. Mathematics. We click OK to open. Mathematics. Student number 1 had 23, 25, and 18 for class assessment task 1, 2, and 3 respectively. So 23, 25, and 18, and his exams total was 81. Let's move on. Let's complete by completing his share of the scores. He scored high for remarks and third for grade. Let's move on to student number 2. 12, 19, 35. 12, 19, 35 for class assessment tasks. Then exams, she scored 52. We are done. Let's generate her results, and she scored average for remark 5 for grade, 59 for total. We are done for mathematics. Let's stop the video, then I will quickly fill out all the records or the marks for integrated science, social studies, ICT or computing for primary, BDT or creative art, history, RME, and Ghanaian language and culture study, French too. Then we will complete with the CAT 4, 8, 12. That is the project work. Let's pause the video now. I'll come back later. We will continue it after I finish completing from science to French. Okay, welcome guys. I've finished with science. I've finished with social studies. I'm done with ICT. I'm done with BDT. I'm done with RME. I'm done with Ghanaian language. So which Ghanaian language that you do, you can. I'm also done with French. And so it's left with the projects, CAT 4, 8, 12 projects, which represent projects. It's left with that one. And so let's quickly do that. Then we can bring everything to an end. Okay, and so there's marks for student number 1 for project is 80. Then student number 2 is 90. And for project, the total score is 100% or 100 marks. You cannot give less or more. It's 100 marks. And so you have to allocate your assessment to, or you have to mark your assessment to be 100. Anyhow, it's night, and so I'm feeling very, very sleepy. Okay, now we are done. We are done. We can close it. Now we are done with filling out the school-based assessment. I think this is the tedious part of the whole process. If you're able to do this, then you are good to go. And surely we are done. Let's move on to the next stage. The final stage, that's standing and aggregate. The standing and aggregate is used to find the aggregate result of students in JHS 1, 2, and 3. Not for primary, so don't bother about the primary. JHS 1, 2, and 3. So let's select JHS 1 because that's where our students are. Okay, student number 1, student number 2. We can select our student and his assessment record has been displayed. Okay. Oh, best to please select only 2 elective subjects below with best grades to generate. And so I think from previous it has already been selected. So you can select that and that if you think that they have the best grade. That's the grade with the lowest. The grade with the so we can select the best 2 elective subjects with the best grade, and from this you can see that the best grade here is 3 and 5, and so we select them. By selecting more than 3, you cannot generate it. It says you have selected more than 2 best selective checkboxes. Okay, so let's remove 1. Then we are good to go. 1, 2. We are good to go. Then the last thing is to click generate, and it has been generated. Aggregate 25. Let's move on to student number 2. Student number 2. Oh, okay. We don't have. Okay. The best elective grade 56994, and so we select ICT and French as our best. Then we can generate an aggregate 30. We are done. I think now we are done with everything. The next stage is to view our reports. We can start with viewing our terminal report, and we select the class that we are working on, JHS1, and the term. We can view now. Okay. Here it is. Oh, let's maximize it, and we can zoom in to have a clearer view of what's happening. So student number 1, student ID, year 2021, term, first term, class, JHS1, total score, vacation date, opening date, position first, number on row 2, promoted, aggregate 25, attendance 55 out of 60. Okay, let's come to the subject scores or marks obtained. 50, 50, 100, 1 as position grade 1. Remarks is highest. Mark 30, 40, 73. Position is first. Grade is third. Remarks is high. Integrated science is the same. So it goes cut across all these subjects. And the total score is 608.5. And here is the total score. So you see, so it's a total score that is used, it's being found here. So with the total score, he scored 608.5, and he placed the first person in his class. And you can remember there are 2 members in the class, or student in the class, so it's either his first or his last. Okay, now we are done with student number 1. Let's go and look at student number 2. Next page. Student number 2 is on the next page. Okay, here she is. Student number 2, student 2, ID 2, year is 2021. Total score is 543. You can find her is here. Position 2, aggregate 30, first term, and so on and so forth. And everything is done. The personal development is also done. And so we are done with it. Let's go and look at our aggregate and position report. Now you see how simple it is. You can sit within a day, you can fill out everything, and you'll be done, and you can print everything. as you desire. Okay, this is the aggregate and position report. Student number 1, English 100, Math 73, 49, and so on and so forth. And he placed first with aggregates 25. Student number 2, 77.5, and so on and so forth. And he placed second and scored an aggregate of 30. If there are more students, they will be lined up here and you can see all of them. We are done with the aggregate and position reports. We can move on to the next one, the statistics report. Open the statistics report and view the performance of these individual subjects. Wow, very nice, very nice. And so from this table or from this statistics, each school can come to conclusions on how these subjects perform, or the student performed, the student's performance on these subjects. And you can conclude that some of the subjects the students are excellently performing very well, whilst other subjects they are not performing well. And it can be a morale booster to help teachers and caretakers know where they can help the student to rather improve on their academic performance, and where they need to, I would say, congratulate them for doing well. And so like for English, it very good marks or readings as compared to RME and Ghanaian language. Okay. And these are the percentage scores. Like for English, which is blue, it says 15% of the total score, of total percent. It's the same thing that goes for projects too. Project there. It's no one business. The next performance subject is 130 is ICT, and ICT scored 7%. %13. I'm not sure. Hey, you can view it later. It's up to you. And these are the raw scores they obtained for class score, exam score, and the total score. And this is class based. And so for JHS1, these are their scores: total number of boys 1, total number of girls 1, total number of students who sat for the exams 2, total project score 170, total class score 560, total exam score 421.5, all total score. And so JHS1 was able to amass 1,151.5 marks, and it can be compared to others class who also offered the same exams for tabulation and the findings later or analysis later. And so, fellow teachers, this is the end of our demonstration. You can go back to print report, and it's easy. You select the print terminal report, class VHS1, term 1, and you click OK, and it will be exported. Let's see, let's select desktop, export it to desktop, VHS1, okay. Now you see it's exporting it. You give it some small time, you be patient with it, and it will be done in no time. Okay, now it's opening it. Wow. Oh, don't delay. Yeah, hooray! We have our report now, printable. And so you can click, where is the printer? You can click print, and you can use the printing command to print out your reports anytime, any day. You can keep the software, the soft copy of the report in a folder for later references. Let's have patience for this slow machine as it performs slow duties. Very bad. Wait, Massa. And so I think we have gotten far, and you know that it will print. So don't worry. If you have any questions, you can draw my attention on our contact lines, and I will be ready to answer any questions that you submit. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that this video will help you use the Cipher Master school-based assessment, and you will enjoy using it. As we always say in OB Solutions Ghana, we say our software that we design is easy, it's simple, and it's smart. Thank you very much for watching this video. Bye bye.